Welcome, everybody, to Great Crossing High School in Georgetown, Kentucky for tonight's girls basketball showdown. Great Crossing hosting the Fort Thomas Highlands Bluebirds here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network. I'm Cal Oaks. Special guest tonight is Great Crossing boys coach Steve Page. Welcome aboard, Coach. And from a coaching standpoint, philosophy-wise, toughening the schedule these last couple of weeks of the regular season. That's clearly what Coach Glenn Wilson's strategy is down the stretch. Is that kind of your preference too, or do you kind of want to build confidence and maybe throw a cream puff or two in there once in a while?
I think it depends on your team, Cal. What type of team you got. Obviously, these guys, three seniors, a little bit older than my group. My group, I don't know that I want to, necessarily do it, but obviously Highlands is a, heck of a team. I looked at their record today, and of their 5 losses, their opponents are 79-16.
Yeah, you got to look at who they beat, beat them rather in those 5 losses. Ryle, Notre Dame, Walton Verona. Trying to think who else. I've got the list here.
Well,
Cooper,
Dixie Heights, and Cooper.
Dixie Heights.
Yeah, the top 4 by RPI in the 9th region.
And you can say the same thing about Great Crossing in a lot of ways. A loss to Franklin County, a loss to Danville, and a loss to, most recently, for most of the season, the number 1 team in the state, Anderson County. They were coming off 2 losses in 3 games. And, of course, the overtime game 2 days before that, where they rallied from a 17-point deficit to tie Christian Academy Louisville. Only have Cal win in overtime 58-57. So a 2-game skid, and this is hardly the end. After they play Highlands, they got Mercer County and Ryle left. So it's a tough stretch for this group, but it's a team that had that schedule last year at the beginning of the year, it felt like, and then they kind of eased into it a little bit toward the end, and maybe this is what you want ramping up toward having to play Franklin County most likely in the 41st District Final.
Well, tonight's going to have to be a confidence builder, because I imagine after the other night, against Anderson County, it's one of those games you want to try to wipe out of your memory, but it's probably really tough to do so. So in that respect, it's good to, step back on the horse, so to speak, and if you have a good effort against a good team, you can build that confidence right back up. And looking down in warm-ups, I hadn't had a chance to talk to Brayley, but it's good to see her not in a knee brace today. So hopefully that knee's feeling better.
Yeah, her mobility has been the question since she hyperextended that knee against Berea. They rested her, kind of coach's decision, load management type thing, in the Friday night game last week. Then she played about half the game out at Louisville at Cal. And then the other night, Anderson County jumped out 23-3 in the first quarter. That one ended up being a running clock, 82-38. So probably got a little bit of rest at the end of that game as well. So she is ready to go. It's been they've had to deal with losses during the season as far as people missing. There was the stretch where they were missing Timmy Williams and Reagan Barrett for a couple of games. So this team has learned how to compensate. One player in particular, Haley Ward, off the bench, the 6th player for these Lady Warhawks.
Well, in any basketball team, you can't do it with just 5. You need at least 7, 8 kids for injuries, for fouls, for whatever it may be. So Haley really shooting the ball really well. It's when she's been given her opportunities, and it's only going to make them stronger as they move to the postseason.
This Highlands team, led by Kelsey Listerman, she averages 14.8 points per game. Rory O'Hara at 11.8. They like to shoot the 3, and they're pretty good at it, 31.6%. They've hit 89 through 19 games on the year. Just about everybody on the team can shoot the 3, too. That's always dangerous. Listerman has 26. Emma Riccobini has 18. Emma Mallory, 16. O'Hara and Megan Gessner both with 11. So you have 5 players with double-digit makes on the Great Crossing side. Brayley McMath, we mentioned her. She had the one game she sat out, but she is still both total points and average, the team leader, 16.9. Timmy Williams right there at 16.8. But it feels like this year it's been the others stepping up. A couple extra points a night over last year. Rachel Smith averaging 9.2, Reagan Barrett 8.2, Ava Skierman 6.3, and Haley Ward, as we mentioned, 5.6. So a little more balance lately for the Warhawks.
Well, you got 6 kids there with more than 5 points, and Highlands got just 3 in that scenario. So I guess I got one that's played 6 games, averaging 6 points a game. But, besides that, it's made a difference for the Warhawks this season for sure.
We're going to have the national anthem. We'll be back with you with the starting lineups momentarily. Back with you, Heimluff Courtside, Cal Oaks with Steve Page. It is a busy night in county basketball. Coach being here with us tells you that his Warhawks are the only team not in action. Scott County has both varsity teams going. The boys, 6:38 remaining in the game at Franklin County, and Franklin County is up 35-33. So that's two teams you're familiar with, and you probably expected that one to be back and forth.
Yeah, obviously, very familiar with both of them. We may draw Franklin County come Sunday, so very, very interested in this game. But it is a close game, low scoring game. I know Franklin County tries to keep the game as low scoring as they can, so I'm definitely not surprised with the 68 points into the fourth quarter combined.
And the Scott County girls trying to rebound from their first district loss in 5 years last night. They took a 56-50 defeat at Frederick Douglass. They've got Bryant Station at home tonight to wrap up the 42nd district schedule. That should wrap up the top seed for them. That one gets underway at 7:30 on NFHS. Great Crossing back to its usual starting five of McMath, Williams, Smith, Skierman, and Barrett. And we'll get to Highlands after they take the court. They've already been introduced. But we mentioned there two to watch, number 20, Kelsey Listerman, and number 35, Rory O'Hara. And as Coach said, the scoring drops off after that. They probably like to run a deliberate pace. They're averaging 51 points per game. But with all the threes, tells me they'll be patient and wait for their shot.
Yeah, they've only been over 60, it looks like, 3 times on the season. 71's their top game.
That's kind of the Northern Kentucky style. I saw Scott County go up to Walton Verona last year. It was definitely a half-court game that's preferred up in that area, it seems like, on the girls' side, certainly. So, of course, Ryle, all bets are off with them. They're the most recent state champions, and they can pile up the points with anybody.
Well, when they played Ryle, it was 55-37. So
well, somebody kept it in check that night then.
Yep.
Ryle, one of the teams to beat Anderson County, and, of course, Boyd County beat them again a couple of days later. So starting to see the parity at the top and some depth on the girls' side. Great Crossing already knows it's the number 2 seed in the 41st district, and seems like Franklin County and Dunbar have had their ups and downs lately, so if Great Crossing can get a little momentum going in the playoffs.
In the year of COVID, Cal, everybody's
a contender. You got it. Great Crossing wins the toss. Skierman with the ball over to McMath up top. She'll dish it back to Skierman, corner to Smith.
Looks like they're playing a little matchup zone.
A little bit. Smith with a 3, and she knocks it down right from the start, and that's always good news for the Warhawks if Rachel is hitting from outside early and often. 3-0. Just underway here. Megan Gessner dishes back to Kelsey Listerman, the team's leading scorer, 14 points a game. She's guarded by Timmy Williams. Back over to Gessner on the left wing.
And they already are starting very deliberate.
Driving the right baseline reverse layup attempt is no good. It looked like Smith might have gotten poked in the eye, but McMath came away with a rebound anyway as 2 Bluebirds lost it. And again, a deliberate pace. Smith maybe thought about jacking that one from 25 feet, but she discretion, the better part of valor there. Just over a minute into this one. Warhawks hit their first shot for the 3-0 lead. Now Williams on the left wing. Dishes inside to Barrett. Barrett spins with a little baby hook, and it rolls in 5-0.
That was a great screen by Eva Skierman there. She actually took 2 of them out. Got Rachel open baseline to set up Reagan. Good,
solid start. 2 for 2 from the floor are the Warhawks. They also had a good stop on the defensive end. Now here are the Bluebirds. O'Hara drive to the foul line, kicks it back out to Riccobini. Gessner, good defense by Skierman. Poked the ball free almost, but recovered by Listerman. Now back to Harris. Harris tries to beat McMath to the hoop. It gets knocked out of her hands. It will stay with Highlands. Down from Fort Thomas, the banks of the Ohio River tonight. The varsity only tilt.
Which worked out well for me. We got to practice a little extra today.
Gotta like that. The 7 o'clock start. I'm not used to that. I was kind of running late.
Yeah, we have right now we got 3 games on schedule, all home next week, and they're all varsity at 7.
On the schedule being the key word, always, but especially the last week of the regular season this year. There is a turnaround, no good, but a nice rebound, another miss. and Barrett comes away with it as Listerman and Harris both off the mark at close range. Bluebirds have yet to score, and now here's Smith with another three. Boom, 8-0. And timeout Highlands with 5:38 remaining here in the first quarter.
Braley did a good job there getting deep, and Smith kind of trailed it right into the three-point line.
Rachel Smith with 2 threes, and just like that, the Warhawks jump out big here early, and it is early.
Hey, but 8 points in a pace like this is probably worth about 15.
I was going to say that's a little different than a typical.
Rachel's a 28% three-point shooter, so it's nice to see her get off early with a couple of in-rhythm shots.
With 3:39 remaining in Frankfort, Scott County leads 40-39. So that one is going to go down to the wire. I'm spoiling it here for Steve.
My phone's a little bit behind yours, Cal.
His phone's a little slower. At least it's not like the time I gave you the Redskins score. The football team score during the playoffs.
Yeah, I had that on tape. That didn't work out well. They lost anyway. So
yeah, well, they put up a good fight that night. There's a deep three-pointer, no good. Rebound, strong rebound for Highlands, and she'll get fouled by Williams. Looks like Riccabini will go to the line. And,
early, that's 2 offensive rebounds out of 3 possessions. They've got to keep them off the glass. It can't stay this way where they keep them scoreless for long, just like there when they had to foul after that good rebound.
Riccabini rolls the first free throw off the rim, no good. She'll get another. Foul on Williams, first on either team in the game.
She's 76% free throw shooter. I'd love to have her on my team the way we shoot it.
She's 0 for 2 in this one.
She shot it like somebody on my team.
Yeah. That is a wild pass over the top and the first turnover for Great Crossing. Yeah, you guys been hovering around that 500 mark on the free throw line. I don't know what you're at right now.
It's like 50, 52, 53. We don't shoot enough and don't shoot them very well. But right there, you play the pace that you want, get 3 good looks. There's no reason to force that play. Just come down, run offense again, and see if they can stop you. They haven't yet.
Mallory and a quick drive inside for Alyssa Harris, and she finally puts the Bluebirds on the board after 3 minutes of play. It is 8-2, Great Crossing.
I think we're going to see a lot of back cuts tonight, Cal.
That's back-to-back turnovers as the travel called on Ava Skierman. Yep, I think this team likes to play little Princeton style.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Little Pete Carroll, the other Pete Carroll, the original. And there's the spin. They're going to get a travel as O'Hara shuffled the feet before she bumped into Barrett.
Reagan did a good job of holding her ground there.
Ball back to the Warhawks with an 8-2 lead. 4:40 to play first quarter. McMath tried to thread the needle through 2 defenders and got it stolen away. Here comes Highlands. Bounce pass. Beautiful fast break. Misses the layup, though. Ball tipped around. Another offensive board for the Bluebirds, and it's Listerman for her first 2 points of the night, 8-4.
And again, offensive rebound.
There have been a bundle. The boards have gone the Bluebirds' way to this point. Williams on the drive, throws it away again. 4 consecutive turnovers for GC.
Again, just kind of playing at, trying to speed the pace up in the half court when probably don't really need to.
And there's the back cut and the easy layup. And quickly a timeout for Glenn Wilson as Mallory cuts the lead to 8-6.
Yeah, got to communicate there. Braley's got to be talking to Ava and let her know that the back cut's coming, or they got to switch it or something.
So 8 in a row to start for the Lady Warhawks, 6 in a row to follow for the Bluebirds, and it is 8-6. The home team with 4 minutes remaining right at the midway point here in the first period. Final 2 minutes at Franklin County. Seeing if Scott County can hang on and get back to the 500 mark. They've got some tough ones remaining. I know they're playing Frederick Douglass tomorrow night on the road. And on the schedule, Bardstown is still there, but they were thinking about canceling that.
They actually canceled that
today. They did today, yeah. So
that's what I think DT told me.
I think that was the plan most of the week, and I think the philosophy for both Scott County teams is to minimize contact next week as much as possible. They do have to play Henry Clay on Monday.
Yeah, we're cutting our roster down, and the JV freshman done on Saturday, and we'll have 11 kids.
Make it 5 consecutive turnovers. And a block by McMath, but she steps on the baseline end line as she grabbed the rebound, so it'll stay with Highlands. You were saying?
Yeah,
Cutting the roster back.
We got some fast pace. Yeah, we're gonna JV freshman's done Saturday, have it to 11 kids, and with COVID, anything can happen. Whether you play a team, not play a team, and
you could catch it out in public pretty easily too.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess if you got them in the gym, at least you know where they're at.
That's true. Highlands with a chance to tie or take the lead. Patience is a virtue for the 14-5 team from Fort Thomas.
So Coach Wilson's decided enough back cuts and went zone.
Three-pointer off the back of the rim, no good from Mallory. The ball bounces out of bounds toward the Great Crossing cheerleaders, and it will be the Warhawks ball.
She didn't get the rebound, but that was a great block out there by Williams.
This team has rebounded a lot better this year. They're kind of by committee. There's no Barrett's about a 6-footer, but everybody else kind of has to chip in. Another turnover. It has gotten ugly on the offensive end for Great Crossing, which is nursing the 8-6 lead.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when the timeout is, but it's 6-0 since, and I don't think Great Crossing taken a shot in the last.
No, I believe that's 6 consecutive turnovers. It's at least 5 of the last 6. Listerman, the kick, the drive, in traffic, travels before she bounces it in off the window. Riccobini gets called for the steps.
Good job by Rachel there, beating her to a spot.
For the most part, Warhawks making it difficult in the paint on the Bluebirds. McMath gets double teamed, finds Smith. Now an open Ward in the corner as she has checked into the game, Haley Ward. The senior, one of 3 on this team, along with Braylon McMath and Lauren Tucker, who we will see, I'm sure, before this one's over. McMath dribbles behind her back and just the no-look pass, and again, it's gotten sloppy. Throws it away. Steal for Listerman.
Again, trying to do too much. I mean, Rachel Smith knocked down first 2 threes, and honestly, they haven't looked at her since.
Foul line jumper is no good, back rim, but there's another offensive rebound and a second chance. Also no good, and Barrett tips the rebound to herself. O'Hara had both shots in that exchange. And here come the Warhawks, down to 2 minutes to go in the opening period.
Highlands shoots 43% from the field. I don't know how many offensive rebounds they get normally, but they really attack the glass. There's Rachel again.
No good. Rebound. They finally got a shot at least. Long rebound goes to Riccobini. They only average 25 total rebounds per night, but again, not a lot of shots being taken. And once again, a leisurely pace on this possession for Highlands. It's been 8-6 since the 4-minute mark, so both teams have gone a little cold, a lot cold.
Yeah, and I think Great Crossing had 8 at the about 6-minute mark.
They did. It was early, and it's been a long drought. As we are down to the final 75 seconds of this opening quarter. 8-6, Great Crossing.
I don't think they'd be bothered if they took the last shot here if they don't get a good one, unless they get a good one.
Highlands playing keep away. Right now it's Megan Gessner dishing back to Mallory. O'Hara drives the baseline. Too strong off the back rim, and Barrett with another rebound dishes to McMath, who will run the floor under a minute. Gets it taken away. O'Hara with the strip, and Listerman beats the defense to the rack, but misses the layup. Gets her own rebound, tied up. It is 8-8. First 8 were Great Crossing. The last 8 are Highlands. And as Coach said, it's been about 6 minutes since the last points for GCHS. That one kicked out of bounds by the Bluebirds, 29.1 seconds.
Well, if you looked at the pace, and obviously I've never seen Highlands play, but if you just look at the score, how many points they've scored in a game, you'd have never thought they would have pressed. So they don't really go at it hard. They're just trying to speed Great Crossing up. And honestly, Great Crossing's playing right into their hands right now and trying to make plays that they really don't need to try to make.
Just a little bit of token pressure is all it takes right now. Inbound to Barrett.
Like right
pass
there,
to Skierman, but it ends up on the floor, tied up.
Those, you got to have 4-foot passes. Never typically work out. It's easy to guard them.
Yep. It's hard to put the touch on that. Possession arrow goes to Highlands, and my guess is they will try to take the final shot here in the first quarter. It is tied at 8. Down to the final 30 seconds in the game over in Frankfurt. 7 seconds here, 6, bounce pass inside. Listerman gets double teamed and kicks it out for an open 3, but no good. Skierman with the rebound, and that will do it for the opening period. 8-8. Probably 12 minutes of real time, even with 2 timeouts. Maybe 15, I don't know.
Yeah, it's 15, 16 minutes or so, but
felt quick.
Yeah, there was not a lot of stoppages. One total foul. But, you know, the first quarter boiled down to we're getting the stats ran up here, I think, but boiled down to the turnovers and no shot opportunities because I'm not sure they took 5 shots in the first quarter.
No, they made their first 3. Smith hit 2 threes, and Barrett had a nice bucket inside, and then there was at least 5 turnovers in a row, maybe 6. I think they might have had 1 or 2 attempts down the stretch, but it was just giveaway after giveaway.
Yeah, I know Smith took a corner 3 she missed. I don't know, you know, what else.
Yeah, I think that's the only shot I remember.
Yeah, so first quarter, 4 shots. That was the only 4.
That's crazy.
So 3 for 4, shooting 75% and score 8 points.
How many turnovers? 8?
They have them for 9.
9, that's probably about right.
Yep.
The tie-up was essentially a turnover,
Yep.
and they had,
Highlands is 4 for 15. But
Wow.
So 11 misses,
So-
but they've rebounded their own miss 5 times.
15 of the 19 shots have been taken by Highlands, and the game is tied.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Highlands, it's 8-8, but you got to feel great about what's going on because, you know, outside of 2 step-in threes that hopefully you can fix.
Skierman for 3. Miss off the back rim. Ward fighting for the rebound. It's on the floor again,
Haley.
tied up. That'll go to Highlands.
Haley did a good job there battling for the rebound. Yeah.
7:43 remaining second quarter, just underway in this chapter. Slow pace toward the timeline. Now across comes Listerman, or rather Riccobini. O'Hara kicks it over to Gessner. Gessner bounce pass inside. Listerman double teamed by Barrett and Smith. The kick to O'Hara for 3 again. Front rim no good. Skierman had her hands on the rebound, and it will go to Great Crossing.
Now they've done that 2 possessions in a row. Their center is thrown it into the post to their point guard. So that's a little interesting, or at least Listerman looked like she was playing point guard early.
McMath in the corner to Ward. Rainbow bounces off the rim, and the rebound comes down to Riccobini, who throws it away. Highlands hasn't committed too many turnovers.
2, I think.
2 in the first quarter, so make that 3. That 15 shots seems like it probably is a lot for a quarter, but the 5 offensive rebounds were a factor. Great Crossing, no second chances.
Yeah, I would love to take 60 shots in a game. If we could get those off. We're normally in somewhere in the 40s, maybe 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to play at a little faster pace. Don't always work, but
as time goes by, I think it probably will with that group.
yeah, we hope.
McMath bounce pass. Williams the cutter on the baseline, but Highlands knocks it out of bounds, out of her hand.
Looked like she got fouled, but
I thought there was plenty of contact. Looks like, I don't know if I'm going to ruin this for you.
no, it looks like Sky King's going to pull it out.
They are 49-44 is your final.
Well, good for them.
They are now 8-8 on the season, so they won 6, lost 3 in a row, and now they snap that. Barrett inside from Skierman. That hook again, no good. Little turnaround, and the rebound comes down to Gessner. It is good, and Highlands is on top.
Kind of a free cut there, wide open.
10 in a row for the Birds, the other Birds, the Bluebirds. Skierman to Smith. It has been over 8 minutes since the last Great Crossing point. A full quarter. Inside, Ward, nice pass, and she finds Skierman for the equalizer. So Ava gets it to 10-10 with 5:35 remaining, second quarter.
See, they ran a similar play there when Ava screened and they scored with Reagan Barrett. It looks like when they take their time and run their sets, they get what they want. They just tried to play too fast there most of the second quarter.
They're going to concede that 3 to O'Hara. She's missed a couple already, and she passed it up this time. Now she's going to get open again. Williams will close out. O'Hara will drive. Little scoop, no good. Skierman rebound. Skierman all alone for 3, short. Ball bounces off of Barrett to Highlands.
Good play by Timmy, though. There she got drew 3 defenders and kicked out. So made the right play, and you'll start making those shots.
There's the third senior, Lauren Tucker, transferred from out of state this year into the program.
I think West Virginia, is that right?
Yeah, or Virginia or West Virginia.
Okay.
I think it's Virginia.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what part.
That's my birth state.
Same general part of the world.
Yep.
There's a back rim 3, no good. Rebound Tucker. That explains the Washington football team thing.
Yeah.
Smith on the run, lays it in, and reclaims the lead for the Warhawks. 4:30 to play, second quarter, 12-10.
There definitely couldn't be another explanation. There's not many people from here that would like Washington. Now, back in the 80s, early 90s.
I was going to say, it was easy to be a bandwagoner back
since.
then. 3 titles with 3 different quarterbacks. There's a block and a foul. Probably will be on Tucker. Nope, they're going to call it on Williams. No, Smith, I'm sorry. And it will send Highlands to the line with a chance to tie the game. First one is good. 12-11. She'll have another. Second one is as good as well. So Listerman with 6 points has tied it at 12. Long 3 from Williams, no good. Rebound comes down to Tucker. The second chance as it slipped out of Highlands' hands.
2 good rebounds there by Tucker as soon as she got in the game.
She brings some size that this team has in places, but not across the board, certainly.
Oh.
Smith inbound to Williams in the corner. That rattles off the rim, but a nice rebound for Skierman, no good. Tucker with a third chance and puts it home. So now 3 big rebounds off the bench.
Yep, making things happen.
3-point attempt for Highlands from the left wing is good. Emma Mallory. We mentioned everybody on the team can hit them, but that's the first of the night. And they're steal and coming back this way, the Bluebirds going right to left on your radio dial, as it were. In the corner again for 3. Off, in and out. Skierman picks up the rebound. Highland player
had a layup there and passed it up.
Williams to Smith. She passes it up for McMath, who hits back rim off the 3 attempt, chases down her own rebound, puts it up and under, no good. Tucker fighting hard. What do we got now? Contact, and we have an injured player. That's what we have. Vaught got poked in the eye down here in the collision. (15-14), Highlands on top on the 3-pointer by Mallory with just over 3 minutes left in the first half. Quick moving first half. 3-point attempt for O'Hara, misses again. Rebound, strong one for Skierman. Skierman end to end, gets fouled and falls to the floor and will go to the line. Hacked in the act.
Yeah, it's hard to know that there. A Highlands girl was right behind her, ready to take a charge. If she'd have left alone, might have been able to take one. But Skierman did a really good job of getting to the rim and making them, making them have to foul her.
Ava Skierman, pretty good free throw shooter. She's averaged 6.3 points per game this year. Actually, her
Yeah, 52.
Free throw shooting's only been 52% this year. It seems like she was pretty solid last year. She makes this one, so I don't know if that was reverse psychology or luck of the draw, but she ties it up and we'll get another one. That one is good, and the lead once again for the Warhawks, 16-15. So back and forth we go after a hot and cold first quarter for each team. Drive, long off the rim, and rebound to Williams. That was not the kind of possession we've seen from Highlands. Kind of rushed that shot.
I was going to say it might be the first forced kind of wild shot they've taken tonight.
Great Crossing will take its time in the half-court set. Smith up top to Williams. Over in the corner to Skierman. Back to Smith. She's already hit 2 threes. Stepped toward the line and then dished to Williams, who found McMath, who bounces it off the numbers on the front of a Highlands jersey, and it will stay with the Warhawks. 2:11 left.
Yeah, Braley there probably should have went up. I know she's trying to be very unselfish, but may have had a better look baseline.
Smith kicks it way out to Skierman. Ward back to Skierman. It's a good game for Great Crossing to deal with. This is not the Warhawks' preferred tempo, certainly, but it's something you're going to see as you go deeper into the postseason.
Well, normally when you get into the postseason, you can take about 10 points off everybody's average because the game just slows a little bit more most of the time.
Williams to Smith, down to under 145 now.
Yeah, the matchup zone, as a coach, sometimes can be very difficult to say, do you need to run your zone offense or run your man offense?
Deep three for Rachel Smith. Can't get it to bank in. Rebound comes down to Highlands. Ward will get called for the reach-in on Riccobini, who grabbed the rebound. Nowhere near a bonus situation here. It's only the third team foul for Great Crossing. Highlands has 2.
Yeah, it's a couple straight nights. We only got 4 fouls called on Lafayette the other night, so not many fouls being called in this gym lately.
No. This game, it seems like a product of the tempo, perhaps, but left elbow jumper. Finally, O'Hara gets one to go down for her first 2 points of the night and reclaiming the lead for the Bluebirds at 17-16. Minute 5 to play. Ward, left corner, 3, way off. Rebound comes down to Riccobini. She will go coast to coast. Can't lay it in. Rebound, Barrett gets it out to Skierman on the run. Skierman, little hip check, and they're going to call her for the offensive foul.
That was close.
Yeah. It's hard to get in position, but they're going to say she did and held her ground.
Yeah, I'm convinced, and I'm not saying it was a bad call because it was probably the right call, but convinced officials love calling charges.
They do. Gives them a chance. And it's kind of like ringing a guy up for a third strike in baseball. You get to do the signal.
That's why we try to work on them and take as many as we can, and we can't get that's why I love, you remember the Madison Southern game. Those guys take charges like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talked about that a couple of weeks ago. This team of yours trying to dive on the floor more, take more charges.
Yeah.
Do the blood and guts kind of stuff. Highlands content to take the final shot as they drain the final 40 seconds or so here, down to 14. Nursing a 17-16 lead.
Oh.
Poked away briefly by Skierman, but Riccobini recovered. Now 3 seconds. Deep 3 for O'Hara, short, and that will do it for the first half. A low-scoring one indeed, as Highlands comes away with the 17-16 advantage.
Well, the good part about the second quarter is they cut down on their turnovers. The bad part is they didn't make shots. So scored 8 points in both quarters, and I would venture to say they were probably 25% in the second quarter after shooting 75% in the first.
The hot start is what's kept them in this game. They had the first 8 points, did the Warhawks. They've only had 8 since in the past 14 minutes. But it's enough to be within 1.
Yeah, when you score 8 points in 14 minutes, you're very lucky to be even in the game at halftime. But Highlands they seem to just do what they do. So that's slow the game down. And, they do a good job cutting, finding cutters, and for the most part, taking the shot they want. That's kind of the difference is, Great Crossing's probably taking some shots that, they may be able to make. There's a difference sometimes between taking shots you may be able to make. I try to to talk to kids all the time. Some shots we take, we can get that anytime in the possession. So sometimes it's better to take your time. But yeah, Highlands 7 for 26, so they were 3 for 11, 27% in the second quarter, and Great Crossings 3 for 14. So I was pretty high. They were actually about 21% in the second quarter.
So Great Crossing is what, 5 for 17?
6 for 18.
6 for 18.
Yeah, so 3 for 14 second quarter after going 3 for 4, and two for 11. So they've taken 18 shots, 11 of them are threes. So Coach Wilson's probably talking to them a little bit in a second. They're at halftime about getting to the rim a little bit more. Good part is they only had 2 turnovers. Brayley uncharacteristically has 5 there in the first half, so I would fully expect her to clean that up in the second half, and clean that up a little bit in the second half, and like I said before the game started, she's taking her knee brace off. I usually have a chance to talk to her walking through the gym. I didn't get to tonight, see how that knee feels, and I know you mentioned they held her out Friday. I talked to her Saturday morning. She wasn't a bit happy. She got held out Friday.
I don't think she's a big fan of watching.
No. But tonight she's just trying to force things. So she'll get back to playing the way she knows how to play and have a much better second half.
They have held Fort Thomas Highlands to 1 3-pointer. That was by Mallory.
Yeah, that was a bad matchup. If you remember,
Yep.
Tucker just checked in and got kind of switched to her and knew that if she kind of pressed her, she'd probably go right past her. And so she had to kind of give her the space and hope she didn't make the 3.
One thing, this Great Crossing team, they do shoot a lot of threes. They also like to get to the rim. They haven't been able to comfortably get to the rim tonight. I think Smith had 1 basket on a kind of a driving layup. Barrett's had a couple of short-range attempts, but they really haven't had anything in the paint. Highlands has completely shut that down.
Yeah, for the season, 327 threes. About 40% of their shots are threes. So, they're shooting what's that, 20, 25 or so threes a game, 20, 25 threes a game.
Yep.
So they're right on pace for that tonight. But like you said, the difference is Timmy's taking 2 shots.
Timmy has not scored, and Brayley has not scored.
Yeah, so I mean, let's be honest. You're down 17-16.
No points out of your top 2.
Yeah, and your best 2 scorers who average right at 17 apiece, and they both, honestly, they're 20-point scorers. Timmy had the COVID comeback games where she didn't get to play a full game, and then Brayley had to sit out a couple. So, they'd played full games there. They're really both 18, 20-point scorers. And, to be held to 0, I mean, the Highland side has to be ecstatic, but they also have to understand that great players like Timmy and Brayley are going to, come out in the second half, and I would expect both of them to really have a good second half.
They've got to find different modes of attack against this Highlands defense, as they do like to keep. You mentioned the low-scoring games all season long for Highlands. They held Scott to 26. I saw Scott. That's a high-octane team with some Division I players on it.
Yeah, they got the one girl I've read about. Last year they won like 1 game because she
was missing,
hurt her knee, and they got ranked like top 15 just because of her.
They held Simon Kenton, perennially a good program, maybe down a little bit this year, to 23 points. They had a stretch of 5 in a row where every team scored in the 30s. Newcath, St. Henry, Campbell County, Dixie Heights, and Connor. Of course, they lost that Dixie Heights game. So they're a team that, in fact, they had 3 of their last 5. They held their opponent in the 20s. Beechwood was also in that mix.
Yeah, I don't care who you're playing. If you can hold them in the 20s, you're obviously doing something right.
That Region 9, you've got Ryle, Cooper, Dixie Heights, Notre Dame, Highlands, Holy Cross. There's some good basketball being played up there. So if you're in that mix, you're doing something right. Of course, the 11th region, you mentioned Great Crossing, is right in that mix. Dunbar recently picked up their first loss of the season. I don't know if they're missing anybody or not. They've had a lot of starts and stops, as has everyone.
Yeah, you never know right now who's missing.
Franklin County, I think they've had at least 2 shutdowns.
Yeah, you look at scores, girls, boys basketball, and it's sometimes you just scratch your head when you see a score, but you also don't know who was missing and what happened. Sometimes just like we've done it once, 5 out of 6 nights, another one 4 out of 5, I think. So you just don't know where you're at in that stretch of the schedule and where the other team's at. And so it's, as a coach, you're just trying to get the kids as many games as you possibly can. And my goal coming into the season was, I said, if we can get to 20, I'll be surprised probably, but that's, it'd be phenomenal if we can get there. And as long as we get through Saturday, we'll be at 20. Heck, Grant County, who we played earlier in the year, is on pace to play 30, the maximum.
That's crazy.
They have not.
I wondered if anybody in the state was.
That's the only one I've seen. They have not had a shutdown, and we get the mass emails, the coach's mass emails, and every time he loses a game, he's trying to get another one. He's got a really young team.
He's determined to get to 30, it seems like.
Well, he's got a really young team, and they play Walton Verona in the first round of the district, so they're not going to be a favorite, in the first round of the district. So, that's kind of what you look at as a coach for next week is, if you're not a favorite, you just kind of, cross your fingers and hope for the best that you don't have a shutdown. In our district, yeah, we're the number one seed, but it's every game was close, so number one seed is going to be irrelevant when we get in the district. And I talked to my kids yesterday and just explained the situation and said, I'm leaning towards playing, but if you guys, at the end of the day, everything we do is about you guys. So if you get to give this some thought and have a strong opinion one way or the other and want to talk about it, I'm more than willing to listen because, I don't know the right decision. I mean, no matter the decision you make next week, you're going to be in knots because even in practice, it's not like we're the NBA and it's not like we got a bubble to go to where we can practice and then go put them in 4 hotel rooms and, keep them away from the rest of the world and make it all the way through to the district. I mean, anything can happen. So you just, you got to hope for the best. I mean, if we decide for sure that we're playing next week, we're going to kind of practice a group of kids separately. And if for some reason, God forbid we had a shutdown, we'll go with those other 10 kids and at least field a team. But, I don't know. I know I saw your story with the Scott County girls and Coach Elton was talking about they're going to shut down. And I mean, I talked to LCA coach the other day. We're supposed to play them Thursday. And, we've gone back and forth. And, I rescheduled a game from Wednesday to Friday and just told the coach, if either one of us have any apprehension by then, no hard feelings, we'll cancel the game and move on. So I don't know the right answer. I mean, there is none. The only positives is, you can look at the state map and I'm a big Red County person and I counted yesterday, there's only 17, when there was 120, I think, all counties.
You felt like the odds were against you at that point.
But unfortunately, it only takes one case, within the exposure. But, again, you can have a kid that, that goes home and, their parent went to work that day and their parent, unbeknownst to them, has it and they're around them. And, it's like I said, there's no right answer.
I'm not implying anything by this. I'm just saying it was interesting during football season that there were almost no playoff games impacted by COVID, and you were dealing with 60 or 70 kids on a team.
Yeah.
A little strange. And the positivity rate then was around 7, 8, maybe 9% and climbing.
Well, as a coach, you tell your kids, you don't feel well, you need to do what's best for you and your family. But, as a kid, you see kind of the rules and that you individually are shut down for 21 days. And so you hope nobody's doing it, but, we do our checks and we ask them the questions, each and every day. And obviously you can, as long as you're the only proven method is the thermometer. And with those other questions, you never know. But,
and it's such a weird virus that some people don't even have a fever and they have it. So it's hard to tell. So you just can't, a lot of unknowns, but we've made it through most of the regular season. You've got Bryan Station tomorrow night at Bryan Station, then Paris here on Saturday.
Correct. And then right now, Monday, Lincoln County here, Thursday, LCA here, and Friday, Carroll County here. But
you never know, right?
Yeah, like I said, I might also base a decision. We have our district meeting on Sunday to determine our seedings. And, if I find out the other 3 coaches are taking off next week, I might do the same. I mean, you just never know. It's a fluid situation.
That's the story of the world right now. as we are starting the second half. McMath with the ball.
Let's see if they run something here to try to get Timmy the ball.
Corner, Timmy, just like that, as if on cue, long off the back rim, and rebound by O'Hara. So a quick shot, maybe not the one they wanted, and a travel as O'Hara steps at the top of the key.
Yeah, when you had a half like Timmy did, you really
want to get in a rhythm.
Yeah, as good a player as she is, she just needs to see the ball go through the net, and who knows what would happen after that.
Another chance to take the lead here. Skierman tried to lob it into Williams. He gets intercepted by O'Hara.
Well, it was one of those that we try to teach kids not to do. She kind of fake cut and stopped her cut, and Ava thought she was still going to cut and tried to pull the pass back, and it kind of floated.
O'Hara at the foul line, short, rebound Barrett. Williams spins away from a defender. She's on the run, cutting through the paint to the rim, no good. Rebound O'Hara, and a little ticky-tack on Barrett.
Yeah, after the first half of 6 foul calls, that's
Barrett's first, team's first of the second half. 7:11 to play, third quarter. Highlands with the lead and the ball. They're just getting started player introductions over at the Bryan Station Scott County girls game, so I might see the end of that one. McMath with a rebound off the miss. We've played over a minute and a half, no points, and another steal for Highlands. O'Hara took it away.
I'm convinced you see every game. So.
I do, one way or another. I'll go home and watch them if there's a stream at all.
Yeah, I got to go home and watch a little Bryan Station film.
I can't
myself.
just write a game story off stats. I can try, but sometimes it's just you feel wrong about that. Another missed three-pointer and a rebound for Barrett. 3-on-2. McMath, no-look dish to Skierman. Skierman on the baseline. Tried to do the up and under, and a little bailout foul there, I think.
See, same thing there. Brayley did a really good job getting where she needed to get, and, nobody stopped her. She really should have probably gone on and tried to score the ball herself. And, again, it's her selfishness. But sometimes, the right play is when nobody comes and gets you, you got to just go.
Skierman was not going to score from that angle, but Riccobini got her on the arm, and she'll go to the line. Misses the first free throw. They're down by one.
That one's on you. You forgot to say she was a 52% shooter.
She's much better than this. She's going to hit this one to tie it up, right? She was 13 for 25 coming into tonight, 2 for 3 on this game. Make it 3 for 4, 17 apiece, 6:18 to go, third quarter. Highlands tries to pound the ball inside. Barrett contesting and knocks it off the Bluebird, and it will be a turnover as Riccobini couldn't handle it.
I just keep looking up the scoreboard thinking that can't be right. It's not changing very often.
That's a football score. Highlands certainly known for the gridiron. That's a bad pass over the top. Barrett couldn't reach it even at her height.
Hey, Coach Bowling would sign up for 17-17.
He would take that with Highlands for sure.
Highlands.
They almost played last year when everybody was desperate for games. There was talk here. I came here one night to a volleyball match. It's like, yeah, we might play Fort Thomas on Friday. I'm like, really? Didn't pan out.
Yeah. I don't know how good they were this year, but I know they traditionally are.
They've got themselves
really
they've got themselves a new coach as they hit a 3 to take the lead here.
That's right. They were going to have Frank County coach, and he pulled out.
Yep,
and went
and
back.
they hired some alum that was coaching in another state.
Wasn't it the guy that was a Catholic, Bob Spire or something?
Yeah, he was elsewhere. He might have been in Georgia, and they brought him back home.
Yep, I think he was maybe at the first part of the Catholic program.
After the 3 by Riccobini, a double dribble for the Warhawks. I don't think the lead's been much bigger than 3 for Highlands. I know Great Crossing had the 8-0 lead earlier. And then the 10-0 answer by Highlands. It's been back and forth ever since. Dish inside to Riccobini. Williams will get her with the contact and send her to the line with 5:16 remaining third quarter.
Yeah, the funny part about it is it's 20-17. There's been a 10-0 run for one team and an 8-0 run for the other.
How often do you see that in a 20-17 game?
Not very often at all.
True game of runs. The latest one is a 4-0 now for Highlands as Riccobini makes the first free throw. She has all 4 points in this Little surge by the Bluebirds. Make it, nope. We'll go in and out on that one. Barrett will come down with a rebound. 21-17. Smith gets it to Williams inside to an open Barrett who lays it in.
They finally did a good job of attacking it, and Timmy made a really good play.
Dish inside to Reagan Barrett. She has 4 points on the night. Gets them within 2. Barrett kind of riding the back there. She reached in and fouled O'Hara.
She probably had her hands on the back, but not when the foul was called.
No,
she
had the ball at that point. She'll get called for her second of the quarter, the team's third of the half. Highlands to O'Hara. Short jumper. She's having a tough shooting night. It is no good. Ball bouncing around, though, and she and Barrett went after it. Barrett got hit above the knee.
It's going to be Barrett's third foul, but as a coach, other than the fact maybe they should have grabbed the first rebound, you got no problem with that foul because she really went aggressively after the ball.
She'll have to sit now as Ava Skierman checks back in. So you have the starting 5 plus Olivia Tierney and minus Reagan Barrett at this point. Authoritative bounce on the floor, but a missed layup for number 20, Listerman.
Good job by Braley.
Williams to Tierney. Can't get it to fall for the tie, and the rebound comes down to the Bluebirds. Listerman. Drive for Riccabini. The kick for 3 in the corner is good. Mallory's second of the night. It's the third overall for Highlands, so they're warming up. 5-point lead. Skierman finds Smith. She hit the 2 early threes in the 8-0 run. It's been 24-11 since.
Yeah, again, this matchup zone's giving them fits right now.
Williams trying to get on the board from 3, in and out. Rebound, Skierman strong over the top, but can't get the second chance to fall, and Harris comes away with the defensive board.
Yeah, really good rebound.
Highlands with a chance to build on what I believe is its biggest lead of the night. Certainly hasn't been more than 5. Riccabini with the drive, guarded by Williams very well, and Skierman came down with the board. Williams and McMath haven't scored at the 3:30 mark of the third quarter. McMath dribbles behind the back, then dishes to Williams. Jumper is good, and finally Timmy gets into the scoring column, cuts it to 3.
Yeah, big shot to break the momentum, but hopefully an even bigger shot for her.
Now Highlands, top of the key, Riccabini. Drive, and dribbles it. I guess it got knocked off of Tierney. It will stay with Highlands. 3:08 to go in the third quarter under the basket. Harris looking over the top, finds Mallory. They've got to be careful not to let her go off. She's hit 2 threes now. There's Harris, finds Mallory again.
Good cut again.
Cut inside to Listerman.
I love how all of them show their hands.
They all switch. O'Hara finally gets in there and spins around and rolls it in. O'Hara with 4 points. She hasn't been able to make it work from outside, but inside she has a couple of buckets. And there's a 3 from Tierney that's an air ball. It rolls to Highlands with Mallory coming away with it. 26-21, 2:30 to play, third quarter. Listerman to Harris in the corner. Inside, nice cut again. Listerman will get fouled as Tierney bumped her. Close one across town, 11-9, Scott County, 3:54 remaining first quarter.
Another really nice cut there by Listerman.
And she makes the first free throw. Building on this lead now, that's up to 6. Number 1 will check in for Highlands. Haven't seen much of her. That is Smith. Lainey Smith.
You're beaming the first time for Great
Yeah, I haven't seen Emma Beam to this point. Second free throw, no good. Williams with the rebound. Beam in for Tierney. Ward is also in the game. And again, Timmy Williams from that same spot. And she's hit 2 in a row.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, once you make the first one.
Her mid-range game is on suddenly, and it's a 4-point game once again. Listerman thought about a 3. She spins past McMath. McMath to the floor. Beam tears away the rebound. McMath was slow to get up, but she is up. It will go to the Warhawks.
Just got an update for you, Cal. Scott Middle won their semifinal game in the conference tournament tonight.
You've got a player on that team.
Yeah, Malachi. He won't be playing tomorrow night for us now. He wanted to finish out his 8th grade year, and I welcome that for him. And
inside, the Skierman fouled, and she'll go to the line. Yeah, that's a great opportunity. And how many kids get the opportunity to play for, in a high school district tournament and also for middle school?
Yeah, absolutely. The report I got was Gage Richardson, who's another good 8th grader there at Scott Middle, had 12 in the 4th quarter, and Malachi had probably a triple-double, including blocks.
That's always an impressive triple-double when you get it in one of those categories, blocks or steals.
Well, you imagine a 6'8", 6'9".
He's got a little advantage at that level.
Showing up down there. And
kind of like Mutombo. Skierman makes the second free throw to cut it to 3. So she is 4 for 6 on the night.
They're running a little top-to-top Scott County action right now.
Looking inside, there's that cut again. Spins away from McMath. High off the glass and in is Harris. Under a minute to play, 3rd quarter. Highlands up by 5 once again. Corner, Williams drives, dishes to Beam, knocked away. Coming away with its Listerman. And the steal, Ward and Beam teaming up on that one. Ward knocked it free, and Beam came away with it, and the foul whistled on Highlands. It's Gessner, number 11. Her first of the game. It's the 4th of the half for Highlands, 39.9 seconds, 3rd quarter. Big possession here for Great Crossing, trying to get it to within 2 or 3.
Really big possession. I'm not sure whose possession is to start the 4th, but if it's Great Crossing, it'd be a chance for 2 back-to-back possessions.
As you said earlier, every possession magnified in a game like this, and they give this one away as it's another steal. Mallory, with 15 seconds, has it. Dishes to Harris. Now back to Mallory, under 10. Highlands certainly content to run it down and take the final shot. Cross court, Mallory fires from 3, and that is a dagger. With 0.3 of a second remaining in the 3rd quarter, she hits her 3rd of the night, and Highlands is up 32-24 with 8 minutes left.
Yeah, Great Crossing there had a chance. There's only 39 seconds left. Probably could have taken the last shot and kind of forced it into the post, and unfortunately turned it over, and that's a huge shot. Like I said, unfortunately from where we sit, I don't know whose possession it is, but either way, it should have been going to the 4th quarter no worse than 5 down, and
that's a killer.
Yeah, big shot. It's been 32-16 since that opening run.
That's they've doubled them up.
Yeah, I do have to brag a little during the 3rd quarter here. I'm with the Scott County Middle for a long time, and Coach Homburg over there, I don't think he's I know when I was there, and I don't think when he's there, they've ever not had at least one team 6th, 7th, or 8th in the championship night. And they make the play because only the top 2 and 6th and 7th make the playoffs every year. Everybody in 8th grade, but their 6th and their 8th will be playing tomorrow night.
The beat goes on here in Georgetown, Kentucky.
It's not going to stop, Cal. 2 schools, 5 schools, whatever it is, we're going to have enough kids to make good basketball teams.
That's for sure. Both boys varsity teams, very young this year in the county overall across the board. Only 2 seniors for Scott County and 1 for Great Crossing. So
yeah, both of us have really good junior classes.
As the tie up to start the 4th quarter, and Great Crossing will take it away. So Braylee McMath with the heads up play there. She has not scored tonight. She's given up a lot of shots at the right at the rim, as you've noted.
Yeah, difference in the game, 13 more attempts by Highlands, 11 more turnovers. Great Crossing has 17 turnovers.
Yeah, those are bad numbers. Barrett will take it to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Gessner.
Yeah, the third, well, actually the whole game, Great Crossing's winning the rebounding battle by 9. It's just not been able to compensate at this point for turnovers.
17 through 3 quarters, just too many. On a pace for more than 20.
Yeah, Highlands has 7 offensive rebounds, but that slowed down. They had 5, I think, at half.
Yeah, right in the first quarter, yeah. Smith with the steal, the pull-up from the top of the key. Can't bank it in. Rebound, Gessner. Great Crossing just has had some chances to close it up here in the second half. And
yeah, who would have thought down. 7 quarters, 62 points? You know, the last couple of nights.
That's wild. And the drive to lay it in for the double-digit lead. It's Riccabini who has 6 this half. Williams with a quick 3, short. Rebound, Highlands. It's all going the Bluebirds' way right now as the tempo and the style of play has been to their liking. Ever since that 8-0 start, it wasn't in their favor.
They are so patient. I mean, that now we talked about early in the game, an 8-point lead seemed like a lot against them. Now a 10-point lead seems like a
it's monumental.
15, 20-point lead because you know what Coach calls time out there. I'm sure she's talking to them about being patient. You know, the more patient they are, it seems like the better shot they get. So Great Crossing really needs some stops here.
Great Crossing's been settling for 3s lately, just really can't get to the rim tonight. That's been exhibited by McMath not scoring. Williams having all 4 of hers from right around the right elbow. And they're the 2 that are usually slashing to the rim. Just not any transition to speak of either.
Yeah, it seems like every time they get in transition, they just can't finish the play.
Yeah, like, it's a pass that's off somebody's fingertips.
Yeah, like last time Rachel came down, and she's probably not most comfortable going to the rim, but she kind of pulled up from 17 when maybe she could have got to 5, 6 feet, you know, drew the defense, kicked, whatever it may have been. But sometimes when you're not making shots too, you just start rushing shots because, you know, your confidence level and, you know, seeing the ball goes through the hoop no matter where it goes in from really changes the, you know, your mindset.
Great Crossing trying to ramp up the defense here a little bit because, you know, Highlands is just going to take the air out of it. Under 6 minutes, they're up by 10.
Yeah, I said they were going to be patient. We are now 25 seconds into the possession. Got a
Barrett
turnover.
with a deflection. McMath picks it up.
Need a bucket here.
McMath to Smith to Williams for 3.
Get in there.
Yes. She has 7.
That's a huge shot. Huge shot.
Gets it from 10 to 7, and it gets Timmy in the flow once again. And now you got to come back and play defense. So
nice
there's the
cut.
back cut, and just an easy one for Riccabini. Love their balance and their discipline. Inside, Barrett floater, no good. Chases the rebound, but it comes down to O'Hara. And it's a 9-point deficit for the Warhawks, 5:08 and rolling, 4th quarter.
I'd say it's got to be really tough to catch up against them if they can get the lead because, you know, like Ava there has to overplay that, trying to make something happen, and then, oops, there she goes, back cut.
Positively old school, but it works for this team. 4:45 to play.
No idea how long their coach has been there, but these girls know, I mean, they do such a great job of cutting. I can't imagine that they haven't been in this system for a few years. If this is the first year in the system, then my goodness, I'm impressed.
I would say he's got a good feeder system where they pretty much run this. And that was a disciplined set that leads to a drive and a hoop and harm for O'Hara. And this one is getting away from the Warhawks.
Yeah, I think that was just bordered on 30 seconds right there after half court for that possession. So, no shot clock in high school basketball, and Highlands takes advantage of it.
Yep. Now, of course, there's myriad opinions on that one.
As a coach, I would love it.
Yeah. Just because why? What about it do you like?
I think there's a lot more defensive strategies you can do, especially in the backcourt, to try to slow them down, to take 8-10 seconds off shot clock, and then, change it up in the backcourt. At the end of game situations be more funner. Then you wouldn't worry about, do I need to hold it here? Do I not need to hold it? You got to shoot.
That's true. You wouldn't be in this situation. And that is probably the proponents of it. That's what they usually say is Barrett missed at the other end and O'Hara got the rebound. And we're back with another Highlands bleed the clock possession under 4 minutes now.
Yeah, and I know my current group of kids likes to shoot it fast anyway. So
yeah, I was going to say a lot of the games I see in high school, it really isn't a factor until those final 2 or 3 minutes because kids like to shoot. McMath right in the face of Harris, and she will finally get called for the contact. They kind of need to stop the clock and get them to the line for 1-and-1. Hope they miss. The clock's their best friend right now as it stops at 3:39.
Yeah, Highlands for the season as a team is 74%.
Yep, that's not good news.
So hopefully that was the jinx. There we go.
There it is. There's the miss on the front end. You mentioned the Highlands coach. She is Jamie Ritchie. Her team 14-5 coming in, and barring a miracle here, will get its 15th win. And that's like 20 in a normal year. Offensive rebound and then a foul. So Warhawks will keep the ball down 12 with 3:29 to play.
Need to get a bucket here on out of bounds.
Smith over the top to Barrett. Back to the foul line. Kicks it to Williams in the corner. Williams drives the right baseline. Floater is good. She has a team-high 9, all in the second half. But it is a 10-point game, and with this style of play, it might as well be 25.
Yeah.
Unless you can get them in that 1-on-1 situation and they uncharacteristically miss a few. There's a miss at the rim. That's uncharacteristic for them as well, and it will be a foul. So 3 minutes left, Great Crossing ball.
Well, now last 3 minutes, Great Crossing's in the bonus. So anything moving forward after that foul, they'll be at the line. So, if they can get some points with the shot, with the clock stopped, can make a difference. Really need a good possession here and get a good look.
Williams. McMath.
Try to run something for Braley there, but Highlands covered it up well. Yeah. Defense did a really good job of switching there, and I don't think Timmy expected it.
Talk about different styles of games. They're going to score as many points in the first half over at Scott County as we're going to have in the entire game here. 28-26 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Good job, Reagan, there of playing the cutter.
Skierman trying to get to O'Hara. O'Hara playing keep away. Skierman falls down. That will buy more time. 2:20 and counting. Highlands over in the corner for an open three. In and out, but a rebound, and they will be able to drain some more time. 2:10.
That's the one she's shooting 62%. I noticed after she missed the last one, probably could have fouled there.
O'Hara. Dribble. Under 2 minutes. They will get it to Riccabini, back to O'Hara. They trap Riccabini and will send her to the line with 1:43 left.
Man, they do such a good job of moving the basketball.
How many turnovers did they have at the end of the third quarter?
I think it was 7, maybe.
Not a lot. Feels like even less than that, but they are just disciplined. They haven't made their free throws tonight. That's been the only silver lining for Great Crossing.
They had 6 6 turnovers.
Williams with another chance at 3 to cut it to 7, in and out. Barrett fighting hard for the rebound, but it will go to Highlands. As Listerman, who's had a quiet second half offensively, grabs the rebound.
Yeah, and obviously uncharacteristic of Highlands to miss 2 front ends. I mean, 74%, there's not a coach in the state, boys, girls, any level that wouldn't take their team shooting 74%. Listerman's a 78% shooter.
91 seconds to play, 10-point game. Highlands has the other 4 players just back ready to play defense.
Yeah, they've done that the whole game.
And she'll make the first.
They're probably used to making free throws, so
I
they
would
don't need
say
anybody up
they
there.
don't worry too much about rebounds, especially in this situation. They're going to hold another opponent to the 30s at most, as Listerman makes both.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope they have a miracle and get in the 40s in the next minute and a
Wouldn't
half.
that be something? McMath gets her first 2 points of the night as they just kind of step aside, really.
Yeah, she's very aggressive. They did step aside, but she did a good job.
She did a good job
aggressive.
driving into the paint, forcing the issue. Ball knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Highlands, minute 20.
Going to need a couple steals here.
Touchdown, Listerman to O'Hara. And now O'Hara will drop pass and a layup for Riccobini. That gives her 10 points on the night. And it's a 12-point lead.
There's a heck of an arm there.
McMath for 3, swish. So a late flurry from Williams and McMath. They were held to 4 total points for 3 quarters. They have 10 in this quarter.
Well, if nothing else, even if you can't pull this one out tonight, at least Williams and then now McMath here in the last 2 possessions will feel a little bit better about themselves going into the next game.
Yeah, I don't know what to attribute to it. She just didn't have many opportunities. You have the 3-quarter stats. What was McMath shooting through the 3rd quarter?
She
hasn't taken a ton of shots.
No, she has not. She was through 3 quarters. Braley was 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Took 2 shots.
That's not enough.
She had 5 turnovers and 3 assists, but I thought 3 or 4 of the turnovers were her just trying to be unselfish.
Yeah.
And make the extra pass when, maybe sometimes if she takes a shot. So I mean, you can't blame her for being unselfish, that's for sure.
Highlands inbounds it, minute left. And it will be Listerman going to the line.
And you also don't know with her. I mean, again, she's tough as nails, so she took that brace off tonight, but you don't know the effects of the knee because she's not going to tell you. I mean, she's
a gamer.
As hard-nosed as you get on the basketball floor.
She's a gamer, and, well, I say this is it for her, but, of course, who knows? there's politicians trying to get seniors to be able to come back next year if they want. So Lord only knows it. Yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started either.
She's got a scholarship, so I'd be shocked.
I think she's all set.
Up.
It's the kids that don't have a college plan for next year that you're talking about. They throw it away to the Warhawks, and Highlands will dribble out more time, 40, and now the clock stops 45.6 seconds as we've got a foul.
Yeah, my guess on that, Cal, is one of the, whoever brought the bill forward.
It's a parent of a kid.
I was going to say, has a kid that they want to play another year. So...
I think I saw a picture of the guy. Somebody was basically saying that was the case.
And, maybe it gives kids opportunities, but you also got to think of the kids who, have worked their butt off for 2 or 3 years and thinking, okay, that senior's going to leave. It's my opportunity. And it's now not their opportunity. So
it's already an issue at the college level. Yeah. And now to make it one at the high school level where there's even more of a physical difference between older and younger kids.
Yeah, well, I don't think the 19 overrule, I don't think KHSA will switch that. So no matter what happens, if the I don't know, was it the Senate or the House or whatever, whoever brought it forward, the other one's got to vote, and then the governor will have to sign off. Hopefully he'll one of them will have cooler heads.
Realize it's not
let it go. And I'm sure some people that are listening love it. And
Yeah, that's
and I'm not saying I necessarily dislike it. I just like the opportunity for, the other kids as they move forward. And I understand all the stuff that's been taken away from kids. It's not, last year has not been good for anybody.
no. But I got to think about the kids who lost their spring season last year.
Yeah.
Going, hey, what about me?
Well, it's funny you say that. I saw Sam Daniel actually tweeted that. Can I have my spring baseball season last year back from last year? So
exactly. Listerman and O'Hara have stretched out this lead from the foul line, 48-34. Another giveaway. It's got to be 20-plus turnovers now for Great Crossing. And somehow Highlands has a chance to hit 50 here in this deliberate pace that we've played tonight, as they have hit a flurry of free throws at the end.
Well, they've given up, 719 for the year, so they're only giving up, 35 points a game, so they're right on their average.
Misses the first free throw. It's a double bonus situation. Across town, Scott County 40, Bryan Station 38 at the half, so that one's closer than that guy anticipated it being. Miss on the second, Williams with the rebound.
Now, are they counting the second district game in the?
Yeah, they're playing them all.
Okay.
That's why they're playing this one. This is it.
They have to win to guarantee.
Yeah, otherwise I think Sayre would sneak ahead of them.
Oh, really?
I don't know how that works, because Sayre only plays one everybody once.
I don't know if that counts as 2 games or 1 game.
Yeah, I don't know if they go 3-1 and Scott County goes 5-2, what the difference is.
Yeah.
At any rate, this one is over. It is a non-district game, and Highlands has won it, 48-34. Excuse me. Great Crossing had the first 8 points of the game. It was all Highlands after that. And the Bluebirds improved to 15-5. The Warhawks dropped their third straight and slide to 10-5. We'll get some final stats real quick. We'll tell you that the Bluegrass Orthopedics player of the game, it's a tough night to have to give it away here. It's either got to be Timmy Williams or Rachel Smith based on points, I guess.
Well, through 3 quarters, Ava had 8 rebounds.
That's true.
Reagan had 7.
They both had a nice.
Rachel had the 2 early makes, but
you're right on Ava Skierman. She had the all-around game tonight.
Yeah, couldn't get it going after that. Timmy had a really good finish on the scoreboard, but like you said, it's unfortunately, nobody really, showed out to the point. But I'd say Ava 10 rebounds, 6 points.
Yeah, we'll say Ava Skierman is tonight's Bluegrass Orthopedics player of the game. Good effort for her. We'll get the rest of the scoring for Great Crossing. And actually, we'll start with Highlands, your winners. Kelsey Listerman, 14 points, 8 for 12 from the line. They only shot 35.6%, but the turnovers, as you've been saying, were the difference. 21 for Great Crossing, 7 for Highlands. Great Crossing won the rebound battle by a +7, but the offense just was, he only took 38 shots. And as you said, Rachel Smith hit the first 2. She finished with 8. Timmy Williams with 9, all in the second half. Braylee McMath with 5, all in the final 2.5 minutes of the game. Ava Skierman, 6 points and 10 rebounds. Reagan Barrett, 4 points, 8 rebounds. Lauren Tucker had 2 points and 3 rebounds in a short window. She played 3 minutes, good minutes in the first half. But it was Highlands night. The Bluebirds coming here with the W. And Great Crossing goes into, do they play a game this week again? I don't know. They've had
play Mercer County. Is that
That's
Saturday?
right. They got Mercer County. They got Ryle next week, tentatively, of course. And if they do play that one, it will be here on the network. Coach Steve Page, good luck tomorrow night at Bryan Station, and we will certainly see you on Saturday when you come back home to play the Paris Greyhounds. That'll be a good one. You went over there for a Christmas-type deal last year, but you played Ryle, and this time Paris coming here. Should be a good one.
Yeah, we hope not. We hope we can not make
hope
it.
It's one-sided.
We just want to play well this weekend, Cal.
Those 10th region teams. Those 10th region teams are tough sometimes, but it'll be a good one. And you guys have been on a roll lately. We hope you can keep it going into the playoffs. For Steve Page, for James Scoggin, for Mike Scoggin, for DT Wells, I'm Merely Callow saying thanks for joining us. Your final score one more time: Highlands 48, Great Crossing 34. See you soon. See you tomorrow night, Scott County girls versus Lexington Catholic. Until then, good night, everybody. Almost forgot thought we had one more this week.
I was asking.